For decades, Ace Frehley has been one of rock's most electrifying guitarists. The wild, space-themed showman who helped define the sound and image of Kiss, one of the biggest rock bands in history. Known to fans as the Spaceman, Ace's blistering solos and larger-than-life stage presence turned him into a rock legend. But behind the makeup and fame, Frehley's life has been filled with tragedy, addiction, and a constant struggle for redemption. What really happened to Ace Frehley is a story as raw and shocking as the music that made him famous. Ace joined Kiss in 1973, and almost immediately, the band became a cultural phenomenon. With Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Peter Criss, Kiss became known for their explosive performances, pyrotechnics, and iconic painted faces. Frehley's unique blues-driven guitar tone helped define hits like Shock Me, Cold Gin, and Detroit Rock City. But even at the height of success, Ace began to spiral out of control. The fame, the endless touring, and the constant partying took a heavy toll. Ace became known as the band's loose cannon, unpredictable, often drunk, and sometimes missing shows entirely. His drinking became so severe that the band had to cancel rehearsals and even live performances. "I was out of control," Frehley later admitted. "I was drinking to numb the pain, but it was destroying me." By the late 1970s, tensions within Kiss were unbearable. Ace felt creatively stifled by Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, who he believed were taking over the band's direction and limiting his contributions. While he loved his fans and the music, he grew increasingly disillusioned with the commercial side of Kiss, the merchandising, the corporate control, and the endless push for more image than artistry. In 1982, Ace Frehley officially left Kiss. What followed was a dark period in his life. Without the structure of the band, his substance abuse worsened. He was arrested several times for driving under the influence, and his health declined rapidly. The once confident guitarist found himself isolated, his career in shambles, and his reputation tainted. "I almost died more than once," Ace later confessed. "I was on a path of destruction." But Ace Frehley's story didn't end there. In the late 1980s, he began to rebuild his life. He got sober and made a powerful comeback with his solo project, Frehley's Comet. The record reminded fans that beneath the chaos was still one of rock's most innovative guitarists. His playing was sharp, his songwriting honest, and his passion for music reignited. In 1996, Ace reunited with Kiss for their massive reunion tour, one of the highest-grossing tours in rock history. For a moment, it seemed like the magic was back. Fans were ecstatic to see the original lineup together again, wearing their classic makeup and performing the hits that defined a generation. But behind the scenes, old tensions resurfaced. Ace once again felt overshadowed and underappreciated by Simmons and Stanley. After years of trying to make it work, he left the band for good in the early 2000s. Today, Ace Frehley continues to perform as a solo artist, proudly carrying the torch of his legacy. Though his health has sometimes been fragile and rumors about his condition continue to circulate, Ace insists that he's living a better life than ever. "I'm sober, I'm happy, and I'm still rocking," he told fans in a recent interview. Yet many who knew him say the scars remain, both emotional and physical. The years of addiction and conflict left deep wounds. His relationship with his former Kiss bandmates remains complicated, marked by a mix of respect, resentment, and nostalgia. Still, Ace's fans never turned their backs on him. To them, he represents the raw heart of Kiss, the rebel who brought danger and authenticity to the band's glittering empire. So, what really happened to Ace Frehley? He lived through the fire, fame, excess, betrayal, and near death, and somehow came out the other side still holding his guitar. His journey stands as a reminder that even rock legends aren't invincible, but with enough strength, they can rise from the ashes. Ace Frehley's life is a story of survival, the fall of a star and the rise of a man who refused to be defined by his past.